All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time again. That crypto gaming show hopping on over here. We're going to be touching base on the latest and greatest in the crypto gaming space. Today, we're going to be talking about quite a few news pieces. I wanted to broaden our reach. We're going to be touching base on news in the general gaming space. We're going to be touching base on the recent successes as well as future plays that I think are going to be very spicy. As always, if you enjoy this kind of content, like and subscribe. How are you all? And let's get into it. So first thing I want to talk about is the recent launch of Mavia. Since we last live streamed, Mavia has officially launched, and right now they're boasting a $120 million market cap. So clearly this was a success. Now, I don't know if you're going to take profit on your airdrop or what it is, but people right now have around $35 to $40 worth of an airdrop. The people that had land, even more. I have legendary lands myself, so I'm sitting pretty. I'm sitting pretty on Mavia right now. Do your own due diligence on this one, but it is important to talk about Mavia. And how you doing, Mano? Adrian, welcome to the stream. Why I wanted to talk about Mavia is because there is a big debate right now on the state of crypto gaming in regards to the perception that we are getting from the Web 2 space. Web 2 is the traditional gaming space, all the regular games out there. Here are my thoughts on it. Mavia's success, it cannot be understated. Mavia has been a Web3 success. Now, a lot of people have different thoughts on what a success means, but no matter your take on it, when you build a game that is a similar concept to another, some people will call it a copy, others will not. Others will just say, well, it's inspired. Here are my thoughts on it. So I think it's kind of a copy. I think that they are innovating on the concept, and they have a lot of things that say coming soon that they are going to be building on. Good morning, birds, bees, and trees. But I do think that there needs to be a lot of credit given in the sense that people are looking for new games to play. They don't like playing video games that someone has been playing for 10 years, has gotten headquarter level 370, and is completely destroying you every step of the way. People want a fresh start. So here's a Mavia. They have the early bird advantage in terms of a fresh start right now. They have a lot of hype going for them. They just need to execute on a vision that differs them a little bit from the Clash of Clans concept, the biggest Web3 game on the planet currently. Heroes of Mavia is doing pretty well. We just have to see where they end up going here. And it's going to be an interesting little, test on where the crypto gaming space is going to go. Because if Heroes of Mavia is a success, I guarantee you a bunch of different copies are going to come out. Hopefully, they're a level up on the traditional gaming space. And so that's my take on Heroes of Mavia. Still playing it, still very excited. We actually hit, top 40 in the game. So hopefully we end up climbing higher on Roy Boy. So here's big news for Web3 gaming. It doesn't have to do with Web3 gaming per se. This is Disney that's dropping a cool $1.5 billion to invest in Epic Games. Yeah. That is a lot of money to be investing with Epic Games, but it makes sense. Epic Games, they have Fortnite. They are giants in the UGC space. UGC, if you're wondering, it means user-generated content. Of course, John, I gotcha. Why you need to care about UGC is because I think this is the future of gaming. I think developers are going to give the reins to the players. The decentralized vision of crypto gaming makes a lot of sense when we think about metaverses. Nobody's been able to do it right. But there's a lot of interest in the traditional gaming space to double down on user-generated content and build up your IP with it. Disney being one of those, investing a heck of a lot of money. I mean, this is a lot of money with Epic Games. So here we go. Disney spent $4 billion to outright purchase the 2012 Lucasfilm Ltd. And here's big news here. It also plans to collaborate on an all-new games and entertainment universe with the Fortnite developer. If that sounds like a metaverse to you, well, it probably is a metaverse. And you could actually see that they want to bring together the worlds of Fortnite and Disney. Yeah, user-generated content equal $1.5 billion. Yeah, because they've got the talent from Epic Games. The relationship has been a business boon for both corporations, but despite the Disney offerings, Epic Games still laid off employees. And this is something I want to talk about because a lot of traditional gaming developers right now are laying off a ton of employees. It is a lot of employees in the tech space. I don't know what's going on in San Francisco, but I assume a lot of people are moving to different states at this point because the tech space is not the same way it was before. Tons of tech layoffs have been happening since the pandemic. And so when you see Web3 gaming companies not really laying off employees, it's really interesting to me. I remember during the bear market, a lot of these companies began laying off people, but they started hiring people the second that the bull market started. I wonder if the monetization models that some of these crypto games are doing will be enough so that they don't really have to do these layoffs. But I do think it's going to be a really interesting experiment in the space to see how Disney's going to capitalize on UGC and if crypto games can do it better. That's my take on that. In terms of other news, there's netmarble, which is their net loss is down 65% in 2023, meaning they're having an extremely strong quarter. A lot is happening here. And I think that there was a lot of bad things that were happening. You can see here, the quarter bringing in more than half of its 2023 total alone in net loss. Netmarble showed financial improvement with a positive operating income, means that it seems that the gaming space overall has been showing some strength lately. And if you're not convinced, well, Roblox as well has been showing a ton of strength as Roblox rises with $2.8 billion in revenue and 68 million DAUs. That is a lot. Every single day, they're having 68 million people playing their game. That's fucking wild. What's good, Savage? Good luck with your prestiges. Hopefully you get all those juicy little big time tokens. But look at this. Roblox users spent 60 billion hours on the platform in 2023. That is a 26% year-on-year increase. If you haven't been convinced that Web3 gaming is the future and that all of this is going to make a lot more sense in the future, think back to when the Roblox founder was talking about the fact that they've been looking into Web3 as a technology and ways to implement it for a long time. Roblox is just probably waiting for that crypto pump or for a little bit more user perception to be positive before they get into the Web3 space. But Roblox, they're a trailblazer. They're absolutely killing it right now. And I think that further solidifies the UGC meta. Seems like a lot of user-generated content is going to be coming out. And given that Roblox and now apparently Disney and Fortnite, some of the biggest games out there are doing this, I think this is going to be a narrative that is only going to increase in size. So with this being said, let's go over some of the top countries that you should probably be looking at in both the PC and console world. So here we go. On Steam. So Steam is one of the biggest for PC. China actually dominates. It's a very interesting statistic for me, but Asia seems to be very strong, with the US only being 13.6% of all of the total players on Steam. Remember, they're one of the biggest launchers, if not the biggest launcher in the PC world. Russia being at 8.7%, that we see a little bit of everybody else there. Very interesting statistic. We see console with 31.7% hitting to the US, a vast majority. Everybody loves PlayStation. I mean, I've even got a PlayStation controller right here, right? What's good, Alpha? How you doing? Good to see you. But my opinion here is that once we see these crypto games heading to these different consoles, the ones that are focusing on the US player base are probably going to be the most successful. The Asia games, I think, are going to do really well on PC. I remember when Genshin Impact came out, some people thought it was a clone of something else, but it turned out to be a massive success. So just because a game is inspired by something doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to be successful. Power World is a great example of this, selling millions of copies and pretty much being very similar to Pokemon, just doing a fresh take on what it is to be a Pokemon. So we've gotten over the Web 2 news. I'm done with the traditional stuff. Let's get into the crypto news. Today was a big day for Bitcoin and Bitcoin ETFs, with BlackRock, the biggest ETF, notching $1 billion in trading volume. That is a lot of money. Fidelity coming in with $200 million worth of volume. People are saying, is this not a big deal? Well, it is a massive deal, because when gold got listed, it did not have that much volume. But we see over here in terms of an asset, Bitcoin, it's doing a lot of stuff right now. Bitcoin actually hitting $45,000 once again. And if you're excited about other things in terms of DeFi, because we're in crypto gaming, there is a brand new upgrade coming to Ethereum. It's called the Degenheim upgrade. Maybe it's a little bit too complicated. I'll try to simplify it the best you can. But pretty much what we're going to see is that the layer 1 for Ethereum is still going to suck, but the layer 2 is going to be better. And we all like layer 2 things because we're all in crypto gaming, and most of these crypto gaming chains are all layer 2s. So we're net bullish on this as news. This is only going to further solidify Ethereum as a leader in the network effect. I don't know if it's going to be the fastest blockchain in the world, but I think people are going to continue to use it. I'm talking about new contracts entering Ethereum. There's a brand new shitcoin trend called ERC-404. And sorry for my language, that's quite literally how people say it. Ethereum's new experimental token standard and ETH implications. Now, here's the interesting thing about it. It combines ERC-20 and ERC-721 respectively. And the biggest breakdown for this is that ERC-404 has hybrid functionality. So it could do multiple things in one. One NFT of an underlying project is awarded to the wallet that has a full ERC-404 token. When the token is sold, the NFT is automatically burned. And so you can have tokens and NFTs at the same time. I think it's an interesting concept. I think some people are going to play around with it. We're going to get this big trend of a bunch of tokens that were already dead or NFT collections that were dead, just throwing their NFTs onto the token space. You know, the ERC-404, it's not vetted. Do your own research, but it is something that is inevitably going to have a big impact in our space, at least for the short term. So I figured I would point it to you. Something else I wanted to talk about, not big time necessarily, but I was on a big time space like 20 minutes ago, and we touched base on live streaming. I think live streaming in general is going to run into a trend of education more than anything. The streamers that understand the Web3 games and can explain the economies the best are probably going to be the most successful. It's been really interesting seeing different Web3 games trying to break out of the whim of the Web3 gaming stigma. However, we haven't seen it yet. We've seen some level of adoption, which I think is great. For the people expecting us to 3 million X this year, I don't think this is the year of crypto gaming hitting Roblox numbers, but it will be the start of that journey. Now, in terms of people that have been asking me for my Discord and our crypto gaming community, here's an update on Legion. We're working on the thumbnail right now. Everything else for the server is set up. We're going to be doing a lot of whitelists. For those that don't know, I am going to be bringing up a community. We have a collab manager dedicated to bringing things for us. The goal is hopefully by the end of this year to give $1 million worth of value in, allocations and whitelists and all those different things to the people within our community. We've given around $10,000 this year, so we're quite a bit off, but we'll try our best. Once Legion ends up coming out, which should be next week, I am going to be very excited to play with you all. That the leader of Heroes of Mavia's 6th largest clan. All I have to say is not top 6. We're actually almost top 4 on Heroes of Mavia in the United States. So if you haven't joined Roy Boy yet and you're playing Heroes of Mavia, I don't even know what you're doing. Just simply put, you're out of there. You're out of there. You're not playing Heroes of Mavia. You're playing some casual noob game because Heroes of Mavia is played with the pros. The pros are on Roy Boy. So get in there and start getting your Mavia ready. Pretty much. So I did a little bit of research on Play To Earn games. It's tax season. And so Play To Earn gaming taxes, Play To Earn gaming taxes are a little bit of a question mark. I asked my accountant. He was like, it's a little bit all over the place, but he would say that if you're earning something in a game, then it's probably income. I don't know how kids are supposed to report this, but I'm sure kids have their own taxes. I haven't looked too into it. Selling an in-game asset apparently constitutes as a capital gains event. I don't know when we're going to get further clarification on what the heck this is, but I figured I would talk about this because it is tax season. So you should know that and pay your taxes. Thank you. Got into GS Pay? Nope. What's Legion? Legion is going to be our crypto gaming community that we're going to be launching. How can you play Heroes of Mavia? Just download it on your phone. Just look up Heroes of Mavia on your phone, and you can play Heroes of Mavia today. So here's the next thing. Superverse, which Superverse is at a $310 million market cap. They just announced a brand new collaboration. Super is being integrated into elite Web3 games, creating a unified gaming network to help projects share users and liquidity. And here's who they're working with. To realize the dream of a unified gaming network, they're partnering with Polygon, Immutable X, Build on Beam, and also integrating Layer 0 to go omni-chain. Superverse was created to connect the Web3 community to mainstream gaming. And here's the innovation. Superverse is deploying next-gen scaling solutions for games in its ecosystem to leverage. So the TLDR, it's fast, it doesn't cost a lot, and it's powered by Super. So big news. I mean, we have Immutable, Merit Circle, everybody huge covering them in the space right now. Superverse has been getting a lot of attention. It's practically at all-time highs and is showing itself to be a leader in the crypto gaming space. And talking about leaders in the crypto gaming space, look at this right here. Pixel. We've been waiting for this announcement for quite some time. The Pixel token is launching a Binance pool. And I'm going to give you some alpha right now on this stream. If you have the Berry token, which I can go on CoinGecko right now and look up the Berry token. If you have a Berry token, this thing's up 206%. You're asking me why the Berry token is up 206%? Well, that's because you can exchange your Berry tokens for Pixel tokens. They're getting rid of Berry. They're turning it into Pixel. I think this is an interesting move. They've released their tokenomics. We're going to be covering this, but look at this right here. They've evolved how they think about in-game tokens and have made the strategic decision to focus on Pixel and to phase out Berry. All Berry holders will be rewarded with Pixel, with the reward proportionate to the amount of Berry owned. And here's why they want to do it. Currently, Berry experiences a daily inflation rate of approximately 2%. Although Chapter 2 will address complications, we've opted to implement early measures to sustain the economy. Berry as a soft currency poses challenges in managing within a live player base. Addressing numerous issues, Chapter 2 aims to safeguard Pixel from similar abuses. Players must strategize, collaborate, and complete tasks at random intervals to earn tokens. And Berry is going to be replaced with an off-chain coin effective immediately. That is really interesting. So Pixel's hopping over to Binance Pool. We all know when it's on Binance Pool that, good things are going to come from the Pixel token. There were a couple people talking about, the Pixel tokenomics in general. I was excited to see it. Here it is. So 34% is going to the ecosystem, 17% is going to the treasury, and, the rest of the team. Some people think it's a joke. I personally think that it's not bad at all. These numbers are honestly all over the place. This is AXS's numbers. These are the Pixel token numbers. I'm going to be buying Pixel token when it ends up coming out after it stabilizes. I have a 2-week rule for these tokens, so I'm probably going to be buying 2 weeks into the future when it slows down. It is exciting, though. It's exciting to be a part of this launch. I already have Pixel tokens because I've been playing Pixels online, so I'm looking forward to this launch on the Ronin network. Everybody knows the Ronin network. Pretty much the biggest crypto gaming chain out there right now. So pretty much a must-see if you are in the crypto gaming space. So let's talk about top blockchains for the week. So in terms of unique active wallets for top gaming blockchains, apparently BNB has a lot of wallets. I'm guessing all of them are bots. Ronin is second. We got Polygon on third. I'm not sure what game they're playing. We have Near Scale. Scale, like I said, I don't think any games are out. But overall, Ronin has been showing a lot of growth, 48% growth week over week. I don't really know what to say about these numbers because it's very easily to manipulate wallets. But in terms of the top gaming dApps, we've seen, I don't know what these are, but Sweat Economy has been very strong. Sweat Economy, if you like running outside, you could literally just play Sweat Economy. I don't know how much you're going to be making out of it, but it is something you can look into. Pixels has seen a lot of growth. The unique active wallets, I don't know if we're getting 349K, but we are getting a decent amount there. And it is something that you should put on your radar. Now, here's a Mavia looking for a layer 1 to layer 2 blockchain for their rapidly growing mobile player base to call home. Is this an engagement farm? My take is yes, it is an engagement farm. I'm pretty sure they already know where they want to go. They've probably already talked to whatever chain it is. It's not going to be Ronin because Ronin has already come out and said that they would have already had a campaign set up for whatever game ends up coming. Maybe it's Avalanche or Immutable. If I had to guess, out of all of these, which one I would probably want to build on, it would be AVAX or Immutable. Both of those, wonderful chains. If you don't feel like building on both of them, maybe you can even go to, I don't know, Optimism or something. Like, figure it out. There's not a lot of chains for this kind of stuff right now, but IMX, AVAX, hopefully they end up going there. We'll see where that ends up going, but Ronin would be insane. Now, play to airdrop. My favorite narrative right now. Be warned, though, before I talk about this, that play to airdrop is something that is subjective. Sometimes it's going to be really good. Sometimes it's going to be a complete waste of your time. Why do I say that? If you spend 20 hours playing a crypto game for a play to airdrop and no one actually cares about the game, the token's not going to be worth a lot. But if you play something like Pixelmon and you try to be a part of the play to airdrop on Mon Protocol, you're going to do really well. You're just going to do really well. I've made a video on my play to airdrop beginner's guide. It's on my channel. You can just go ahead and look for it. We just talked about Nifty Island. We talked about AI Arena, Aperion, which is on Ronin, Mochaverse, Kuroru Beast, and Mon Protocol. So look into this if you are into free money, pretty much. Well, nothing's free in life. You're spending time to get it. If you're into crypto gaming, you've wanted an excuse to go ahead and play crypto games. You might not make a lot of money. You're probably not going to, but it is an introduction for the people that haven't felt like spending money and have just been curious about the space overall. And curious is me, because recently we got a little bit of alpha in regards to a post here on ARC. Now, this is very under the radar. They have like 400 views here, but Arcade to Earn has had their TGE set for the 27th of February. And I am going to disclose that I am going to be an investor in Arcade, so I am looking forward to seeing where this ends up going. This is not sponsored or anything, just personal stuff. And so we'll see where Arcade ends up going. They're a platform that is a GameFi platform built on Ethereum and powered by the Avalanche blockchain, offering a chain-agnostic approach to earning rewards from Web3 games. So your tasks, your incentive boards, Arcade is going to be that, and that is going to be one of the token plays that I'm looking at for this month. So the next game that randomly came into my radar, I was just looking at top crypto games. This one looks really good. Maybe this is a little bit under the radar, so maybe this is alpha. It's called Degenheim. I don't know anything about the tokenomics, but I did look at the actual gameplay for this thing, and look at it. Oh, I don't think you can look at it. Twitter is the worst platform on the planet. I use Twitter, nothing works. Everything's always breaking on this thing. Okay, here it is. So the gameplay looks pretty good with tons of meta progression. Okay. You could go ahead, get weapons. It's one of those little roguelites where you shoot a bunch of times, you try to kill things, you do better things, and that's pretty much it. Just over and over, skills, destruction. Degenheim looks pretty good. It reminds me a lot of a game that I used to play back in the day. It was called, I think, Mythic Protocol. I don't know if they work. Yeah, this one. It was called Mythic Protocol. It looked very similar. They also had this massive seed round that they ended up closing. Degenheim, Mythic Protocol, I think roguelites, I don't know how they're going to integrate the Web3 to it, but I am excited to see people going into dungeons, getting items out of it, and then trying to sell them and seeing how those economies end up functioning long term. And so the next thing I want to talk about is nodes. Now, you all know I like nodes. I have recently hit over 100K in nodes, which is a pretty cool little achievement there. Hychain is going to be my next node play. Straight up, I'm being transparent here. Hychain is the next node play. Hychain is going to be coming out what is hopefully going to be later this month. They say the exact node key sale date and time will be announced within the next 2 weeks. So maybe I'm, a little bit of a precursor too much. Maybe it's going to be next month. I don't know what the date is, right? Sometime between late February and early March is going to be the sale. But Hychain, I think, is going to be possibly one of the biggest node sales of this year. I think it's going to be bigger than MetaXceed. I think it's going to be bigger than Playable. I don't know if it's going to be bigger than Mavia, but I think Hychain Games is going to be one of the biggest node sales for this year. Zai, they're using the Zai model. Zai was a massive success. They pumped to the absolute stratosphere. If you look at Zai right now, they're an absolute leader in Arbitrum right now. Look at this. Look at this beautiful little chart. Just absolutely mooning. What's good, Richard? But here is why I'm excited for this thing. So one, it's using the Zai node structure. Their prices are going up in tiers. Tier 1 being 0.1 ETH floor, all the way going up to tier 30, which is very expensive, 5.75 ETH. Obviously, if you're going to get into this, I would be like, if you can get into the first 10 tiers, you're probably going to be all right. After 10 tiers, it gets a little bit iffy, especially after tier 15. Where it's at 0.7 Ethereum floor. I do think that the first 10 tiers are going to sell pretty fast, though. I'm assuming that with all the hype coming onto Hychain, it's going to sell very quickly. If you don't know what Hychain is, it's essentially the chain for what was a project called NFT Worlds at one point. They had like 10 million players every month on Minecraft, a heck of a lot of players, and now they're building their own game because Minecraft cracked down and said you can't build these experiences in Web3 on Minecraft. So they're like, okay, you know what? I don't need to build it on Minecraft. I'm just going to make my own game. And now you could see here that they are one of the most anticipated Web3 gaming titles with over 1.1 million players pre-registered for their beta. Hytopia was previously known as NFT Worlds. They have partnerships with massive gaming guilds like in DGG, and they have the Web3 gaming infrastructure called MetaFab, which simplifies the complexities of smart contracts and player accounts, making things a heck of a lot easier. There are going to be zero gas fees for players. There's going to be developer-friendly games with API, which is great. Developers can quickly launch NFTs, in-game currencies. So the idea behind building a blockchain, this is the alpha here. The idea behind building a blockchain in the Web3 gaming space is not to just build your game. It's to build your game and then get a heck of a lot of games with you. That's why Ronin was so successful. They built Axie, they built their chain, then they got Pixels Online, Aperion, and now they're going to get a bunch of different games that are very, very hype. So here's the update on it. They've gone ahead and increased the rewards. I'm excited for it. I'm going to be participating in it. I'm going to try to get a code. If there's a code, it's going to be JM probably. So look forward to that. And so that's going to be that. And another thing that I'm looking to get into as well, that I'm an investor in as well. So there's your disclosure. They have their pre-sale. It's coming soon. You can register your interest. Is going to be Xborg. Now, Xborg is doing esports. They're going to have several things, but their biggest partnerships, which really excites me here, is Ninjas in Pajamas with 1.3 million fans. They have an app live on private beta. They have Team BDS with 600,000 fans launching in Q1 in 2024, and much more. What they're trying to do is essentially give a platform for these esports companies to network with their community. They're empowering players to create their gaming identity, which is the big thing. They have the key to the next generation of gaming with GamerBase, the home of gaming communities, a gaming launchpad, and more. So I'm very excited to see if esports ends up taking off in the crypto gaming space. If all of these different groups in esports right now are looking into getting into Web3 for more monetization models, then they're probably going to be getting onto Xborg. So I'm looking into Xborg. If you're going to be getting into Xborg, I've already asked them. They gave me a referral code. So put XBG-JM or go to the link in the description. Put this link over here. It'll work for you. I don't even know what the cut is, but I'm pretty sure I get a small cut of it all. There is currently $3 million worth of interest on this thing with 36 days left. So there is time. Don't feel like you need to do this right now, but it is something I am checking out. Nonetheless, that is going to be the stream. I've talked for 30 minutes straight. I hope I provided you with a lot of information today. Until the next time, stay classy. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Just a chill little stream. Throw in the alpha at. Stay classy.